You can give horse kisses, huh? You can give horse kisses.
You can usually find Carol Hopkins taking care of her horses, a job that requires a lot of energy. But lately, she's had to cut back on some of the day-to-day activities she loves.
I started noticing that I had tightness in my neck and loss of mobility and pain, of course.
A few weeks back, she woke up with a severe migraine, something she hasn't experienced in nearly 30 years.
And had to go to the ER. And they did a CT scan of my neck and said I had some issues with my neck.
That's when she started seeing Dr. Andrew Hopkins, a chiropractor with Health Source in Aiken.
Hello, Carol.
Hi.
This yellow line shows what a normal curve would look like.
But Carol's neck bones are almost completely straight.
He asked me just, out of the blue, how often do I text?
And when I started asking patients this, I expected to hear maybe 15, 20 minutes of hanging your head forward, texting. I'm hearing actually answers that aren't surprised. I'm not surprised anymore to hear hours of time spent doing this.
And altogether, I would say probably 2 hours a day, not constantly, but probably a total of 2 hours.
And putting your head in that downward angle for extended periods of time can wreak havoc on your neck alignment. Our newsroom is a perfect example, with reporters and producers staring down at their smartphones and their keyboards all day long. But if you stop to think about it, the average human head weighs between 10 and 12 pounds. That's the weight of this bowling ball. If you keep it up straight, it's not so bad, but every degree you tilt your head forward puts a lot of pressure on your neck.
Now this 10 pounds becomes 30 pounds, 40 pounds, 50 pounds as you're hanging your head more forward, and that's significant.
It's become a problem so common in our data-driven world, the National Library of Medicine now defines the condition as text neck.
You can end up having headaches as a consequence of this, postural changes that stick with you and begin to cause shoulder problems, elbow problems, carpal tunnel issues.
And it isn't just texting. Take Carol, for example. In her typical day, she's looking down at all sorts of devices, her laptop, cell phone, Kindle.
I don't think people give it a thought because it's just part of your routine. It's just what you do.
And those doing it are younger and younger.
And it's pretty much epidemic. Now I'm seeing kids at an increasingly early age, sometimes 10, 12, 15 years old that have lost a curve. Now I have a 15-year-old who has a neck that I used to see when somebody was in their 40s or 50s.
People that have grown up with it and all this, Facebook and tweeting and texting and, people don't have conversations like they once did. And I think it's taken its toll on our bodies. Good boy.
You can see streets are closed, but businesses continue to stay open. Some people are excited for this weekend, others have some complaints. Alex Baker, the bar manager at Soy Noodle House, is enjoying a calm day, but preparing for the crowds.
We have really good stir-fried noodle bowls and sushi dishes.
The restaurant sits right outside a festival entrance.
They do have a great food selection inside, but a lot of people want to come and eat and relax before they go inside.
Crowds of 80,000 people are expected to head downtown for Arts in the Heart and up to 10,000 more for Border Bash Friday night. Baker says she is staffing up.
Our Blue Dragon's a really popular one. And even if they don't come inside that day, just walking by and, just seeing the restaurants they wouldn't have seen if they weren't here for Arts in the Heart.
For Baker, one negative, parking, especially if you are trying to get to a business which sits inside festival gates. You will have to walk to those. But Kathy McKee, who has been coming to Crosby's Women's Apparel for the past 7 years, says people won't be coming to specialty stores.
Because all of this is blocked off, no, I don't think it's positive.
McKee says Crosby's owner is telling her customers not to even consider coming downtown this weekend.
You would think a lot of people would come in, but because of the parking, no.
If you are planning on coming down here this weekend, the Arts Council wants you to make a plan, know where you're going to park, don't just wing it. In Augusta, Cody O'Hara, News 12.
The water at this home is thigh high, and this is what Mr. Johnson says he saw when he looked off his back porch Sunday morning. He says he had just enough time to grab each of his 4 children and carry them through these waters to safety. As the water rushes around his home.
We just moved in January, in a brand new house.
A million thoughts do the same in Kevin Johnson's mind.
The house, I'm worried about the floors buckling and the moisture coming up off the out from under it.
News 12 rode with him to check out the damage. A pond surrounds his home. A river runs under it.
18 inches of water at the bottom of the steps at least. It was almost running over my water boots.
Inside, you can see where he quickly evacuated his wife and 4 young children. They left just with the clothes on their backs.
But I'm worried about septic tank backing up inside the house. I mean, if it does, I don't know what we're going to do.
Thankfully, that hasn't happened, and the water is yet to enter the house. If it does, experts say you only have a day or two to remove wet carpet and furniture before mold sets in.
Long-term moisture and pulling up in the floor's starting to wave. I don't know what it's going to do in the next coming months.
That's why emergency management recommends he monitors his home. Right now, it's hard to tell what damage may be under it. If the walls or floors begin to buckle, it's a sign of structural damage.
What can you do?
I love your attitude, though. You're still smiling about it. A lot of people would be in
Well, I'm
panic
mad,
mode.
but we on camera, so.
He says all he can do is wait and hope for the best. Mr. Johnson already called his homeowner's insurance. They will not cover any damage from these waters as far as his vehicles. He says one he knows is already totaled.
Employees at Standard Aero are busy working on corporate private jets, fixing engines from around the world.
For our business, it's vital that we're at an airport so that our customers can fly their airplanes in and out and have access to our facility.
Just beyond their facility at the Augusta Regional Airport, a 270-acre project is in the works, but its future is uncertain.
I believe we will see jobs and construction and development within 5 years.
But since commissioners did not fund the project with SPLOST 7, in order to see that development, it will be up to the airport to come up with the cash. And we're not talking about a few bucks. Commissioners denied them more than $25 million.
This was a very tough year to set the priorities for SPLOST. I sat in on some of those hearings, and there clearly were many competing demands.
Airport officials say that this street's location is a prime area for development around the airport, but as you can see, not much has been done. Williams says the project has seen delays, but that construction is back on track. The airport is welcoming businesses who would benefit from being directly on taxiways.
We routinely get contact of various kinds for various kind of activities: aircraft repair, aircraft improvement, aircraft design, aircraft testing.
Standard Aero, who relies on being right next to the airport, says it's convenient and crucial to their business. Williams says Standard Aero is a prime example of companies who they want to bring into Augusta Regional.
Growth out here would do nothing but help our business.
Williams says it may even help them expand to work on more private jets.